Welcome to the What to Read Next podcast, the podcast that tumbles your TBR with daily bite-sized recommendations. In this episode, we're celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day! Last week at Noble Hours, which is our weekly Thursday at noon live show that we talk about different book recommendations from my friend Victoria and Francesca, we talked about books set in Ireland. In that episode, we had some classics, which will be featured later on this week. We also have some paranormal ones set in Ireland, which will be featured in a future episode. And then I feature cozy mysteries. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the 3 cozy mysteries I shared in the Noble Hour episode, but I'm also sharing 3 bonus recommendations. The first 2 recommendations are set with Irish characters or actually set in Ireland. And then I'm going to give you 3 bonus that are all about St. Patrick's Day. If you're not familiar to cozy mysteries, mysteries are pretty much, most of them are set in small towns. It's just like picturesque. There's amateur sleuths, or sometimes there's someone who is investigative, who has some ideas, but they're investigating murders. The murder is not graphic, it's not gory, it doesn't go into detail. Murder is kind of like an afterthought, it just moves the story forward. But the whole point is a relationship with the other people, trying to figure out the suspects, the whodunit, and they're just pretty easy to read. I personally discovered cozy mysteries about a year ago as a way to soothe my anxiety. They were my go-to bedtime story. And I love featuring cozy mysteries as a recommendation as someone who's just like, if you're looking for a palate cleanser, if you're reading too much literary fiction or fantasy or dark stuff, and you want something that's just lighter, that doesn't do, cozy mysteries are great. They're actually cozy mysteries set in big cities such as New York, Chicago, Portland, and different places. And those we're considered millennial cozy mysteries, but there might be a little bit, I don't know if there's another terminology. We do have an episode, Millennial Cozy Mysteries, and I'll try to do an updated listicle because that was like a year ago. But we do have this, and we'll be having some more cozy mystery content for you. We have something coming up. We got some queer cozy mysteries, or also known as cozy. So those are cozy mysteries featuring LGBTQ amateur sleuths. We also have Black Joy, cozy mysteries, so a Black amateur sleuth. So we have a little bit of everything. And we have bookish, knitting. They have like different jobs, different hobbies, different things. And so we're going to have more niche cozy mystery lists because they're just fun. They're just like quaint. So that's a little bit of the cozy mystery content. All right, so let's get to the recommendations first for Novel Hour. And then we're going to go to the 3 bonus recommendations that I'm going to share. Let's go to the show.
Now we're going to get into some fun, okay? Because Laura is coming through with the cozy mysteries. So Laura.
I am very excited, just always, to talk about cozy mysteries, cozy rom-coms, cozies. So today I am going to talk about 3 cozy mysteries. 2 are set in Ireland and 1 is set in the US, but they all have some sort of Irish going on. So the first one is Death of an Irish Droid? I don't know how to say the word, by Katie Murphy. So in this one, it's set in Ireland. Our amateur sleuth is Megan. She's a Dublin limo driver, and her friends from America are coming to visit her. And she's like very excited to share all the things Ireland, because as one does, she's just like, I want to share all my town. And so lo and behold, she catches the Irish droid murder in the street. And she's like, what is going on? So the state police considers it as an accident. She's like, I've known this. I've done these cases before. This is not an accident. And lo and behold, he was involved in a country, like rewild the country, state, and landscaping conservationists. And there's like a whole underworld mystery going on. And so there's secrets. There's trying to figure out who did what. It's toxic surprising emerging out of the state. So Megan has the work cut out and how to find a killer. And she does. So that's the good news. So that's Death of an Irish Droid by Katie Murphy. So if you want to get some Irish cozy mysteries, this is one series for you. Now we're going to go to the US, and we're going to go to one of my favorite series that I actually go time and time again, and I just like look forward for new installments. And that's Murder at the Blarney Bash by Darcy Hannah. This is the Become Bake Shop mystery. So the amateur sleuth, Lindsay, was a Wall Street trader, and on a whim, I think she was at Wall Street, or she was a chef or something. She was had a powerful job in New York, and in a whim, she buys a bake shop in a lighthouse in Lake Town, Michigan. And from day one, from opening day, there's a murder. And so she's been like basically like solving murders in this town. Her friends are coming over. She has a friend who is an influencer. She finds the first book. She meets her next door neighbor, who is an Irish stud, who basically helps her try to figure out the issues and try to figure out the murder. And we have a Newfie as a dog, and it's like we love the dog, and he's featured in every other books. So in this case, her boyfriend's uncle decided to open an Irish gift shop in the little town, and lo and behold, there's a murder again. And she has to find it, but there's a mystery because the uncle thinks that he got a pot of gold from a leprechaun, and so there was someone dressed up as a leprechaun because there was St. Patrick's Day parade, and he hit on that the person, and he's not supposed to, obviously, because balance is not good. And so she actually has to try to solve the mystery and try to clear the Irish Uncle Finnegan's name. So yes, but this series, there's spring series. The latest episode is the spring. The latest book is the spring book, but there's actually like Christmas. There's a Halloween book. So there's a lot to do. It's a fun time to be in this lakeside Michigan town. All right. So if we think about Irish cozy mysteries, we have to talk about Carleen O'Connor. She has the Little Irish Village mystery. And this installment, it's a long series and they're still going on. And this installment is Murder in an Irish Garden. And so this is set in a small town in Kilbane, County Cork. Our amateur sleuth is not amateur. She is a police officer, or as it's called, Garda. I actually had to Google. I was like, oh, that's how they call them. And so Siobhan actually is preparing to get her detective sergeant exam. So she's actually moving up in the ladder. And so her brother, Ian, I think that's his name, how to say it, I'm not sure. So if I'm mispronouncing, I'm sorry. He's gearing up for a grand opening of a new restaurant. And as part to boost business, he joins a garden contest. And again, there's like fight among the landscaping people. I don't know what's going on with landscaping and like garden conservationists in Ireland, but there's a lot of like drama. It seems like a little mafia-esque. As someone who reads mafia on my side thing, because that's my break from the cozy mysteries. It seems to be the same way. So this one, there's actually like people are actually fighting for different things. And one of the landscapers actually stir up trouble and competition turns deadly and one person dies. And Siobhan, as a police, has to solve the mystery. So this series is a long-running series. So if you want to go down to Ireland in a little village town, picturesque, this series is for you. There's plenty of installments that you can just feed yourself. So you had a couple Irish mysteries, but you also got some St. Patrick's Day mysteries, and I do have more available on the blog. So those are the recommendations for the Noble Hour, which you can catch the whole live replay with episodes with book recommendations for classic books by Irish authors and paranormal romance set in Ireland. So those are the recommendations. Those are available at the What to Read Next blog YouTube channel. You can watch it at any point, watch a replay, and get more recommendations. And if you want to watch it live, we go live every Thursday from 12 to 12:30ish p.m. So it's like a half an hour show. We usually share 3 recommendations each, and we do not talk to each other before the recommendation. So we're always surprised of what would you recommend, but we tend to not have some gaps, like some similar things. So that's exciting. So, all right. So let's get to the cozy mystery recommendations. These 3 cozy mysteries are set in the US. I'm going to share a long-running series that is actually available. And there's multiple St. Patrick's Day episodes, but I just picked there's multiple St. Patrick's Day books, but I picked one of them, but there's at least 2 of them in the series. That's a long-running series. Knitting one, and we have The Jig is Up. So let's go into Jig is Up by Lisa Q. Matthews. So Jig is Up, basically our amateur sleuth, her sister calls her and says, you need to come. It's an urgent call. And she has to go to Shrubrook, Massachusetts. This is a town that's always Irish scenes. Obviously, St. Patrick's Day. They're planning St. Patrick's Week festivities. It's a lot of different fun. And so Colleen's best friend, Deirdre, dies. She's part of the local Irish dance show, and she's found dead. And they think Colleen is a prime suspect. And as our amateur sleuth is just like, oh no, we're going to clear your name. And that's our job. So we're trying to figure out what happened to Deirdre, what kind of jealousy, what kind of toxic relationship are happening, and like what things are happening. So it's a lot of fun. So there's jealousy, ambition, secrets lurking behind Shamrock's charming facade. So think about it. It's like Shamrock, like, can you make this town a little bit more St. Patrick's Day? No, I can't. So this is the Jig Out by Lisa Q. Matthews. All right, so we're going to go to a long-running list, a long-running series called, I think it's a Lucy Stone mystery series. There's about 30 books. There's multiple cozy mysteries per holiday. And I mean it. There's like Christmas. There is actually like St. Patrick's Day. There's Valentine's Day. There's Thanksgiving Day. There's all types of holidays. There's a cozy mystery. I think you read them out of order. Sometimes I'm a serious order kind of like fanatic, but if you go out of order, you should be able to do it. You should be able to pick up. It probably gets progressively better with each book. So that's like an exciting thing. So the book I'm going to talk about is St. Patrick's Day Murder by Leslie Meyer, but she also has Irish Milkshake too. So there's a couple of St. Patrick's Day, but the St. Patrick's Day Murder, Lucy Stone is our amateur sleeve, and so she stumbles upon a gruesome discovery. A headless body at the end of the pier. Okay, no head. Like, seriously, this is a murder. And this is set in Maine. So the victim is Dan Merlo, who is the owner of a local dive bar. And so Liz is investigating and learns that Dan's brother, Dylan Madone, is a fading Irish actor, has arrived in town to direct the Church Centennial St. Patrick's Day play. So there's a lot of disgruntled locals, family members, a lot of motives, and we're trying to figure out who killed Dan. And so this is like before the next killer strikes again. So this is like a fun mystery. It's definitely just St. Patrick's Day. We got an Irish actor, which I think Dan is an Irish. I don't know, but I haven't read this book, but I read this at the beginning of the series. I tend to read series starters, so should I go to. And this is a great series. If you have ideas of like spending the summers in Maine and just enjoying it, this is kind of like that vibe. A small town, Maine, New England town. So again, this is St. Patrick's Day Murder by Leslie Meyer. And it's a long running series. So you have plenty of books to binge on, and they should be available from the library. All right, we're moving to the world of knitting. So we got Irish Knit Murder by Peggy Eckhart. So this one is set in a small town, Arborville, New Jersey, where we have a crafting magazine editor, Pamela Patterson, and she has a knitting club. They're gearing up for the St. Patrick's Day festivities. So the celebrations turn dark when Isabel Lister, a 70-something Harris, known for her colorful character, is found dead at backstage at a performing Irish songs at the Senior Center. So Pamela finds herself entangled in the mystery, filled with suspects, Wiccan critical of St. Patrick's Day to individual upset of the cultural appropriation of St. Patrick's Day. We got it all. We got Wiccan, we got witches, we got people who are mad about cultural appropriation. We got people who are green of jealousy. Like, we have it all. So with all friends and backgrounds, Harvard secrets, Pamela must knit together the clues before the killer strikes again. Again, the theme of all these books is like, we want to prevent another death. We're going to figure this thing out. So those are the cozy mysteries. If you enjoy this podcast, please consider rate, subscribe, or review the show. Share with your friends. If you want to come back to more book recommendations, just come back next day. We'll have another episode with daily bite-sized book recommendations for you. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a fabulous day.